Right, 5:19, and we're going to update you now on everything that we've learned overnight. We know that a lot of our viewers are just waking up and joining us now. All right, we've got one suspect dead. Happened between 2:30 and 3:30 this morning about the Austin bombings. We just heard from a press conference featuring Police Chief of Austin, Brian Manley, as well as the FBI and the ATF who were on scene. You're looking at a live picture right now. This is provided by our sister station KVUE down in the Austin area. But all of this excitement is taking place in Round Rock and on the north side of the city. One suspect is dead this morning. A 24-year-old white male was being followed by police after they thought that he might be the one responsible. They did some great police work yesterday, and due to that drop-off at a FedEx, they were able to locate the image and find out who the suspect was and then trace his cell phone. Well, it all came to a head in the early morning hours in a parking lot at a hotel off of 1700, the block of I-35 in the Round Rock area. And basically, police began to try to take the suspect into custody or ask him a few questions, and gunfire ensued. We don't know who fired first, but we can tell you that inside that vehicle, the suspect then detonated a bomb, which ended his life. One officer fired into the suspect at the car as well. An 11-year veteran of the Austin Police Force. He was not injured. Police Chief Brian Manley told us, as is customary, you fire your weapon in a police-involved shooting, and he will immediately go on leave, which is just, par for the course. And the other officer was injured from the explosion gently. So nothing too serious as well, but he was blown backwards, according to the words of the police chief. Now, this person of interest became a suspect. They located the vehicle. This was all developing overnight. The suspect began to drive away in the early morning hours, and that's when police felt that they had to engage, and then the developments just occurred that I just told you about. Now, what does this mean for the Central Texas area? Well, we're hoping that this is the end to the 6 bombs that have been detonated, claiming the lives of 2 people. At this point, we don't know if this is a hate crime, what the purpose is. If there's a manifesto, there's really more questions than answers, but we can recap for you. Here are the explosions, which lead to all 7 now. Haverford Drive was explosion number 1 on the north side of Austin. Then the rest are kind of penetrated right there in the Austin proper area, except for the Schertz, Texas one, which really got the ball rolling. And I can tell you that Brian Manley of the Austin Police, their chief, did say that they are exploring and checking every box and package down in the the San Antonio area there in Schertz, Texas, because there could be more active bombs that were put into practice before this suspect ended his own life. So they really can't account for the last 48 to 24 hours of his life until they got wind of who this person might be beginning last night. And again, this was just around the time the sun was going down last night as we slid into the 9 o'clock hour that police really got a good lead onto the person they might be looking for. They don't know if he's working alone. They aren't sure if it was just him or if he had accomplices, but they do believe that this is the primary suspect involved. And he made the choice to end his life as he felt police were closing in. So again, we're showing you video from yesterday as well. There was another explosion, one that we believe didn't have anything to do with that. The one that was in Austin yesterday seemed to be something different. So out of the 6 that have been confirmed so far, the police told us this morning, those could be the ones. All right, we've got our very own Heidi Alaga. She is reporting for KVUE this morning, and she is down in the Round Rock area / Pflugerville area / Austin area, and she is doing what KVUE needs her to do this morning. So I've been getting updates and text messages as she kind of double teams it and helps out with our coverage. Again, this is the biggest story in America right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening about 50 miles south of where I am. And our very own Jamie Kennedy is down there as well, and we'll be checking in with him in just a few minutes. He's been dealing with the traffic nightmare. But we do have Heidi Alaga standing by. I'm told we can throw to her now. Heidi, I don't even know where you are this morning. We did hear from police and the officials, but I'm going to let you tell me what you know and exactly where you are this morning and what you're learning. Go ahead.
As you heard Police Chief Brian Manley update the public about the suspect, we do know the 24-year-old white male. The name is not being revealed at this time, but what we do know is the house where the suspect lives. We are just blocks away, actually. When we arrived to the scene here, we don't want to give the address or the exact location right now because when we arrived here, police had us move down a block because they were still assessing the situation of the house, who's inside. Apparently a roommate may be in there. Not sure if it's a he or a she right now. So they moved us down a block, and then while we were at the block away, police came back to us and told us we need to move further from the house as well because they are still trying to determine if it's safe here. They told us that they'd be sending a officer over to the area over here to give us an update on exactly what's happening just a few blocks down the road here. But we can confirm that this location is close to where all the activity happened on I-35 near Old Settlers Boulevard. It's not too far from there, and the suspect did live in the Austin area. But again, we are here at the house and the location of this house waiting to hear from police. But police, they are held up at the scene on I-35 as you've been showing video and talking about it all morning long. So we will stick around here and we will try and wait for the officers to come out and tell us exactly what's going on. But again, officers, they are busy with the scene happening on I-35. So we are just going to wait out here in the neighborhood that is not too far from there and wait to see if it's safe, what's going on, who's inside the house, and what further information we can get. But for now, reporting live in Austin, Heidi Alaga, Channel 6 News. Chris?
All right, thank you so much, Heidi, and you stay safe out there because they did mention that was the key right now. They were unable to trace fully the suspect's movements for the last 24 to 48 hours until really inside of about 8 or 9 hours ago last night. So again, anybody watching this morning, any suspicious packages, they're still emphasizing that is the key. Just be careful out there and be aware that something could have been put into motion before the suspect's life came to an end. All right, quick time out. We're going to check your weather forecast when we return. Stay with us, everybody. This is a live picture once again from I-35 right now, just outside that hotel where that confrontation went down between 2:30 and 3:30 this morning between one suspect and Austin police. That suspect is now dead. One police officer hurt barely in the explosion. Another one fired his weapon and was okay. We're back right after this.